It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. We're sitting down with Yavapai Silent Witness Director Chris Wilson. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Been about a year since we've had you
Yeah,
here.
it's
We're
been
just
too long.
About there. Yeah. Well, obviously what that means is Catch 22 is coming up around the corner.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
But before that, I got to say, Silent Witness is just right on track. Smooth sailing, and it seems to be building and building and building each time I have you come back in here.
Definitely. It's really moving along, and it's very successful, and it's mostly because of the cooperation with folks like you in the media, and also the community really comes around and helps us out. And
how is your rapport with all the law enforcement agencies? Because it's been, how many years now have you been doing this since Steve Scourge retired?
Just
3 years.
Almost exactly 3 years.
So you're obviously loving it.
Oh yeah, it's a great job. I mean, having been a law enforcement officer for 20 some odd years.
DPS?
Well, DPS, Scottsdale PD.
Right.
I kind of spread it around a little bit. You know, you never get it out of your blood trying to get dangerous people off the streets. It's just something. And I don't go out and put cuffs on or anything, but I get to be a part of the team still. In other words, getting information to the right agencies.
Sure.
And these agencies are just as supportive. They love the information. They work it when I send it, and we've got really good open lines of communication. So when they have something that they need, as far as fugitive out there or a crime trend that they want to get out to the media, and we can put a dollar amount or reward towards it, they're all about that. And so
We love those stories too.
Yeah.
Yavapai Silent Witness is offering $300 cash reward for information leads the suspect that did such and such. I think the most recent one we had from you was the mine in Mayer.
Yeah,
somebody
that was
went in there and just
one.
went hog wild on that place.
Yes, that was a big one. And we may, I have to check in with that detective. We may put something follow up. I'm not sure where he is on that, but we might put some follow up on that. They did a ton of damage and stole. It's like they knew what they were looking for.
Oh yeah, you could tell. They stripped the one semi down.
Yeah.
Took what with the doors and the stacks.
And they took a really nice trailer.
The hood and a couple of trailers. Other stuff.
Thousands of dollars worth of theft. I can't remember what it was up to, but it was a big deal.
30, 60.
I think it was up towards 80, but I'm not positive.
It was pretty big. Anyways, I remember that, And so, the Silent Witness thing, I wanted to ask you that, how you're doing with it, because it's been a few years now, and you seem, he's got some new stuff we're going to talk about here, these coins, and you had the golf tournament this year. I know it was a big success.
It was better than ever.
But back to what I noticed this year is that we would do Catch 22 with you, and that's where we announce a different fugitive each day for 22 days, and each one's worth at least a $500 cash reward.
Yes.
Yeah, and after it was over, we had quite a few that wound up back behind bars.
Yep.
And it was really amazing.
Yes.
The one that stuck out, though, Robert Pearson, the third.
Exactly.
Was it the third? He's the third?
I believe it's the third.
I think he's the third.
Yep, he is the third.
Robert Pearson, the guy that we've been looking for several years now. I mean, he was first a news story with the assault along the Verde River of just some guy sitting at a campfire, walked up behind him and beat him over the head with what turned out to be like a 2x4.
Oh, it's more closer to a 4x4 is what the detective told me.
But it took off a chunk of the guy's ear.
He did some serious damage.
Major head damage, and the poor victim.
And what I'm told from some of the victims' family is he still has some deficits because of that.
How could you not, right? Getting hit by a 4x4?
Right, yeah. So
it's so sad.
It is. And I don't know if everybody understands how much law enforcement is committed to those victims. And it has burned, chapped our hides for all those years that he's still out there, and that we need to get him, and nobody quit. Nobody quit.
Nobody. And then all of a sudden, I mean, he was found guilty.
Yes.
And just before sentencing, he took off and disappeared.
He
was
wasn't
the story.
quite convicted yet, but it was looking bad.
It was looking bad, so he'd thought, maybe I could do better someplace else.
Yep.
And took
so
off
he was
running.
gone. So he was convicted while he was gone, and was not sentenced yet. He was just sentenced, and I
28
believe,
years.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah.
I thought, Pearson. That's like the end of the story right now. It'd be nice to be able to go back, I think, for the story just to find out how the victim's doing, to let folks know that kind of aspect of it too. But then you don't really want to pry into the victims either and bother the victims because they've already got so much they got to deal with. But it's
obviously
nice to know he's gone.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst, if not the worst thing that ever happened to this man's life.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And sometimes they don't like to dredge those things back up.
Well, let's dredge Pearson around a little bit because it was a fun story. I remember coming in and seeing that you had sent something out that Robert Pearson III had been captured, and I was like, oh boy, here we go, because he had been featured on so many Catch-22s, and the reward was, I want to say, like $3,000 there.
No, actually, what happened
really
was
steep.
We initially put out the 500 because that's what we're supposed to do. Because that's what our program says as far as Catch-22 goes. And the community, I mean, almost immediately my phone started ringing. And they're like, that's not enough money.
That's not enough
and
money.
I'm like, I agree with you, but so what do we got to do? And they just started pouring. I mean, it wasn't one person. I had money coming from all over.
Donations.
Yes.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Long story short, we ended up at $3,000. Okay. Well, Yavapai County Sheriff's Office and a lot of agencies throughout this county and all over the country have great partnerships with the U.S. Marshal Service. And Yavapai Silent Witness is not any different. I talk to them regularly. So I'm talking with them. I said every time I would get information on where he might be, they go to work on it. And they worked 2 or 3 tips, a lot of times we got really close in different areas. And then finally one of them called up and said, hey, one of their fugitive task force agents, and said, hey, we would like to feature Pearson on our top 10 or whatever their most wanted list, most wanted fugitives.
Okay.
I'm like, great, well, what does that mean? Well, we'll throw another $5,000 towards it.
Ooh.
And the beauty of that is every time that reward goes up, I get to put more information out on the media, which keeps it fresh in everybody's minds.
Yeah.
But also, there's a big price tag out there too for somebody who can get a reward.
And what it turned out was he was just some guy on a moped that.
I've
heard that one too from law enforcement. It's like, well, we don't have him right now. He's not in custody right now, and there's a warrant for his arrest, so they're gonna turn up somewhere, and they tend to.
See, this is what us old cops, tell the young cops all the time that they don't always understand until a cop like this does. 3 o'clock in the morning, when it's a lot more comfortable to be curled up in front of your computer, drinking a nice hot cup of coffee or grabbing something to eat, the real cops are out there looking for anything that's out of the ordinary. And Mr. Pearson decided to roll through a stop sign on his moped. A lot of cops, even if they're out there, will go, that's not worth my time.
Right.
Because it's just a little minor infractions lead to other things. Mr. Pearson stopped. The officer went to approach him. He took off on his moped. I mean, you can make a picture of it.
It's like, okay, we got a live one.
So, long story short, he gets in a short vehicle pursuit, which doesn't go far. Then he gets off and tries to run. The officer chases him on foot, catches him. Pearson turns around and punches him a couple of times. But luckily the officer was on him quick, took him down and arrested him, got cuffs on him, because Pearson had 2 pistols on him.
Oh boy.
And had he had the chance, I don't know what would have happened as far as that goes. So really it worked out better for Mr. Pearson too, because usually nobody wins at that kind of range with firearms.
Let's take a short break, okay?
Sure.
Because there was something nice that was done for Officer Dunston afterwards. Let's take our first break right now. Yavapai Silent Witness Director Chris Wilson's with us in studio today. YavaPaiSW.com is the site. 1-800-932-3232 is the phone number. Stick around, countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
Who doesn't dream of home improvements? Perhaps your kitchen, the real living room. Maybe the bathroom, where you bookend your day. Langstrand Contracting is your one-stop shop from tear down to finishing touches. With 35 years of experience, Chris and his team will work with you to match your family's style and budget. Call Langstrand Contracting today for guidance in bringing your vision to life.
Your carpet is the largest air filter in your home, trapping dust, dirt, and germs from the air that your family members breathe, even the furriest ones.
That's why it's important to keep your carpet and tile clean and hygienic with regular cleanings by Zero-Res. Zero-Res uses state-of-the-art technology and ZR water, not soap or harsh chemicals, so zero residue is left on your home surfaces.
Schedule your appointment today because a clean home is a healthy home. Visit ZeroResNorthernArizona.com.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Terrifying jobs, high-flying linemen, take 3.
Josh, this is an absolutely terrifying job. Why do you do it?
It's a very demanding job, but very rewarding and exciting.
How much energy are you actually working with up there?
500,000 volts of electricity.
It's definitely not my line of work. Does anything shock you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
Welcome back to Countywide. Yavapai Silent Witness Director Chris Wilson with us today. YavaPaiSW.com. The phone number is 1-800-932-3232. If you want to collect the reward, you have to call Silent Witness or send a text.
Yeah, you can go through the system, the P3 system, if you do an online tip or something like that, or if you even call in, we generally, unless you don't want it, we give you the password to check on your tip and add information. When we get a tip that leads to an arrest and a reward is approved, I put in the system the message that the tipster can get if they look for it online that says you have a reward available.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We're going to get back to Pearson here in just a second, but that is the thing. I wanted to make sure we mentioned that during the show while you're here, is that if you want to collect that reward, you have to contact Silent Witness. If you were to, if it's a criminal in Cottonwood that's wanted, and you spot him and you find him, and you call Cottonwood Police and say, hey, I know you're looking for this guy, you're not going to get the reward that way. You've got to go through Silent Witness. Then Chris passes that information on, your staff passes that information, and then the reward, the whole thing is going on. Okay, so we got Pearson, Robert Pearson. He's on a moped. He's trying to run on a moped. I don't know how you're going to do that, but whatever.
He tried,
you know.
Points for trying.
Nice for trying, yeah. Officer Dunstan takes him down, takes a couple pops in the face by him, but gets him cuffed, arrested, boom, done deal.
I don't know that. I think he got, us cops are sticklers for facts. I think he got hit in the sides and stuff. I don't think he got hit in the face. But anyway.
He got hit.
He got hit multiple times.
Pearson was hitting on him.
Yeah.
And so he took him down, arrested him, and then Pearson was brought back to Yavapai County, which didn't take very long at all.
It was very
like a
quick.
2-hour drive, maybe an hour and a half drive.
It was very quick.
And then I was so happy to see that he actually was in court soon afterwards, and then sentenced to 28 years in prison.
It was very rapid.
Holy moly.
It was nice to see that.
Yeah. Start to finish. There was a bit of a lull there for a few years, but boom, Pearsall's taken care of. He's done. So that's a good thing. And then you guys did a nice thing for the Pearson Police Department, the officers that were involved in this.
Yeah, for Officer Dunstan and his squad also helped out in Pearson. We went up there, myself and one of our board members, to present an award to him. We gave him a really nice plaque just to show our appreciation for the interagency communication and cooperation and just the effort. We thrive on teamwork, and our team is not just in our agency. It's the U.S. and sometimes outside the U.S.
That's so good to hear that. When you say that.
It's important to recognize it and continue to build those. But this was good police work, and cops can't help but go, wow, that's awesome. I mean, the simple stuff that you think is simple, but doing it over and over, if you made 100 stops like this at 3 o'clock in the morning when you can't hardly keep your eyes open and got nothing out of it, most people would go, you know what, this is a waste of my time.
Right.
But it's guys like this, it's cops like that we want to recognize. And his whole squad was out there with him.
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff that has to be recognized. And so it was actually a great thing for us. I mean, we got to take a beautiful drive to Pearson, and it makes us feel good to appreciate good police work.
I agree. I think that's nice. Give credit where credit's due, and
each of his squad mates got one of those coins as well.
Oh yeah, the coins. Yeah, the coins. Okay, so Chris has come up with different ways to raise funds for Yavapai Silent Witness, because that's the reward money that is paid out.
Yep.
So you have these U.S. DoD coins.
Yep. They're the company that makes some really nice challenge coins.
It says Yavapai Silent Witness on it. It's got the Prescott Downtown Courthouse on here.
It does. Thumb Butte in the background.
Established Thumb Butte in the background. Little Arizona flag stuff going on there. Established 1981. And on the back is the guy with wings with the justice, empowering victims.
The scales of justice.
The scales of justice, yeah. So you're selling those. What are they like? You said it was $10?
$10.
How do I get them?
Contact me at my office number or email christopher.wilson@yavapaiaz.gov. I'm sorry, they just changed our emails.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys are different now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you go to the county website, you can find Silent Witness and probably contact Chris Wilson.
You can do it through that, or
yeah.
our website is yavapaisw.com.
yavapaisw.com. Go right there.
Yeah.
You can find a link to probably Chris there and get more information on these coins, because you gave me this and I thought, you know what? I did that goodbye show with Dwight Devlin, YCSO spokesman for so many years.
Yeah.
And I remember he had a whole board of these behind him. So obviously he collects them, or somebody that in whatever office he was in collects them as well. You guys also, speaking of the coins, so that's the coin fundraiser that's going on, and there's other ways. If you want to just donate some money to Yavapai Silent Witness, it'll go towards that as well. And promotional materials, because I know you pass out promotional materials around.
And if they just want to do donations, they can go, once again, there's an ability to donate right through yavapaisw.com. There's a tab there for that. Or just mail in a check at P.O. Box 2524, Prescott 86302.
Is all this on your website?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right, beautiful. And then the other thing, before we take a break, we got about 2 minutes before we break again. You had a golf tournament in September? Is that right?
Yeah, we do it the first day after the holiday in September.
Okay.
And it just happened to fall on September 11th this year.
Oh, okay.
And so we're like, in not only September 11th, but I believe the 20th anniversary of September 11th.
Right.
So we, at Silent Witness, thought we need to do something. So the opening ceremony was amazing. If you want to see that, that's also on our website or on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And we had honor guard, we had bagpipes, we had 21 gun salute. I mean, it was very respectful to those that we lost.
What golf course were you on?
Antelope Hills Golf Course.
Okay.
And so much so that I'm really toying with doing an opening ceremony like that from now on, just to honor those fallen, because we always come around 9/11. It's also to honor our first responders and what they are giving up daily for us out here, so we can live, fairly safe lives.
The best we can. Yeah. Were you sold out for the tournament?
Yes, we were.
Okay, and you usually are. So, are you sold out for this next year's?
I haven't even started looking yet.
Okay,
but I will.
Keep that in mind.
We will.
Yeah,
but please.
Yeah.
Well, we're thinking of trying to expand and try to open it up, because there's 2 courses there. So I'm looking into that so that we can potentially have even more people involved, because I don't like turning people away.
Okay, so you let me know when it's ready to go, then I'll announce it, and then you'll have it on your website and all that good stuff?
Yes.
Okay, let's take our second break. Yavapai Silent Witness Director Chris Wilson is with us today in studio. YavapaisW.com is the website. Phone number 1-800-932-3232. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Who doesn't dream of home improvements? Perhaps your kitchen, the real living room. Maybe the bathroom, where you bookend your day. Langstrand Contracting is your one-stop shop from tear down to finishing touches. With 35 years of experience, Chris and his team will work with you to match your family's style and budget. Call Langstrand Contracting today for guidance in bringing your vision to life.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Terrifying job. Snake handler, take one.
James, this is a really terrifying job. Given the hazards, why do you do it?
I've been fascinated by reptiles since I was a child.
Tell me about your little friend there.
So this is Bear Hug. He's a Burmese python. We have him here at the Phoenix Zoo.
It kind of makes my skin crawl. Is there anything that rattles you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
Welcome back to Countywide. Just a few minutes left with Yavapai Silent Witness Director Chris Wilson. Again, website is yavapaisw.com. The phone number is 1-800-932-3232. If you want to participate in Yavapai Silent Witness for the rewards, you have to go through Silent Witness. Chris has got these coins going on right now. It's heavy, too. It's substantial.
I wouldn't want anybody throwing it at my head.
Right, yeah. $10. $10 for the coin. Money goes into Yavapai Silent Witness for rewards so we can get the bad guys off the streets. Speaking of which, Catch-22, I was thinking December 1st. I was thinking, oh man, Chris is going to have to be a story every day for 22 days in December, but then he broke my heart and told me it's January.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
I'll be back.
It'll be all right. But it's not until January. So from January 1st to January 22nd, the new year, we will have a different fugitive wanted in Yavapai County featured each day for 22 days, and each one is worth at least a $500 cash reward. So talk a little bit about the upcoming Catch-22.
Well, you pretty much covered it all. I mean, it's a month out, so I don't have all my folks decided. There will be some reruns because people think I hope they don't think it's boring, but it's really more about we don't quit. And a perfect example of that is Mr. Pearson.
Well, you said that you were just saying off camera that you guys, you've got to keep it in front of people's faces.
Yes.
So that's kind of the goal here, right?
And we put them on there for a reason, because they need to be in custody. And if we're committed to that, then we should be committed to that and continue until we get some kind of a positive outcome. So we do. So there'll be a few, but there was quite a few. We didn't get as many arrests off of tips this time around as we normally do, but there were a lot of people that got arrested other ways. And what I want the public to really understand is Catch-22 really puts pressure on people. Mr. Pearson had been basically camping for almost 2 years because we threw so much media at it and got so many different agencies involved that there really wasn't any great place for him to hide. And that's another, I mean, we've had multiple people on Catch-22 and but Catch-22 in particular, that saw their media out there and know enough about Catch-22 that they just walked down to the sheriff's office and gave themselves up. And that happens more than you would think.
Okay.
So this program is very, very successful in that, because the goal is, in the end, is to get people in custody. If we get to pay out a reward, though, it's even better. It's kind of icing on the cake for us.
Yeah. Okay. So keep that in mind. We've got like 30 seconds left. So we got the coins again, $10 a piece to benefit Yavapai Silent Witness, because the money goes in there. We got Catch-22 coming up on January 1st. You're working on the golf tournament for next September 2022. It was a busy year for Silent Witness. Again, if you want more information or you want to contact Chris about the coins, you can go to yavapaisw.com. Don't call the 1-800-932-3230. That's the tip line. Don't call that number. Go to Chris's website and find his phone number there.
Or 928-777-7266 is my office line for coins.
7266. Okay, 777-7262.
7266.
7266. All right. That's all we got time for. Thank you, Chris, so much.
All right. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
All that good stuff. And we'll talk to you again next time. All right. That's today's Countywide. We thank you for watching and listening. And again, we'll talk to you again next time.